This is the Stubborn German Podcast. I'm Kevin Ostie, coming to you from the festive Stubborn German Brewing Company in equally as festive but very cold city of Waterloo, Illinois. Joined, as always, by the proprietor of the Stubborn German Brewing Company, Mr. Chris Rahn. Welcome.
Hey, Kevin, what's going on?
It's all going on.
Good.
And, of course, our esteemed producer, Mr. Jared Chasson.
Good evening.
And our very special guest, who right now, unfortunately, I only know as Russ.
Russ, yes.
This is Russ Wolf.
Oh, Russ Wolf.
Yes.
Fantastic. I missed the last part there. So, Mr. Russ Wolf, and you've got an intriguing story being a local musician, and we're going to learn all about it.
Okay.
Here we go.
But first, whether you like it or not.
Right. Yes. But first, exactly, as Mr. Chasson said, we start every one of these episodes with a little silly game that we rarely win, but it's called the German Word of the Day.
Yeah, and this is what made me most nervous because I probably won't know it.
That's okay.
Oh, see, we're nervous because you probably will know it. Exactly. And we definitely won't know it.
There's no cash or prizes to be had, so there's no pressure.
Sometimes confetti.
There can maybe be a winner. There are always losers.
That's true.
That's great, Chris.
I know. It's my favorite game.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is in The Optimist with me, and
Yeah.
Right.
comes up with that.
Right. So we don't have a word. We have a phrase. Remember we
Oh.
did phrases sometimes, those funny German sayings?
I'm afraid not.
So this one, if I can pronounce it correctly, which I'm probably not, Klappe zu Affe tot.
Klappe su Affe tot. Affe tot.
Nailed it.
Okay.
Am I saying that right?
Wow. I don't know.
Russ is like, I don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, Russ, on this podcast, we like to be polite and let our guests go first.
Correct.
You get a
I
first
have.
crack at it.
I'm sorry, I have no idea.
Yes!
Wow.
Is that what it is? I'm sorry, I had no idea.
No, I was just trying to make it not so easy that it would be obvious to Russ. Trying to make him think about it a little bit. You guys can go.
Affe klus. Oh, wait, what is it?
Once again?
Wouldn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Klappe zu.
Klappe
It's
su
4 words. Klappe zu Affe tot.
tot.
Yes.
Okay.
Su is Z-U.
ZU. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'll go.
Okay.
Kevin, you can have a little more time.
Thank you.
Jared.
I'm going to say clean your tuba.
Clean
Oh, boy.
your tuba.
That's fantastic.
Heinrich, clean your tuba.
Klappe zu.
Affe tot.
Okay, clean your tuba. I know where he's going. See, sometimes, Chris gets crafty about interweaving our guest's context into the German word of the day, and that's where the
Right.
tuba came
See?
from, right?
I've done that once or twice.
Yeah, I'm going to just throw one out there and say it means it's a phrase,
It's a phrase.
not like a multi-word descriptor of a thing.
No, kind of a phrase.
Like bookcase is 2 words for a
No,
thing.
no,
Okay,
not like that.
all right,
No,
all right,
no,
I got
no,
you.
no.
I got you.
Nope.
He's stalling. That's what I'm
Yeah, I
hearing.
know.
Well, I'm just calibrating, right? It means they say that all the time.
It means they say that all the time?
No, yes, that's my answer.
That sounds better.
What was it going to be?
Whatever I say next time.
Russ, you want another go at it?
No, sir.
Okay, he's good. He's ready.
I better quit while I'm behind.
Okay.
Maybe that's it.
Quit while you're behind. It could be that too. Boy, we're getting all
All right.
kinds of good ones.
Quit while
There are always losers.
All right, everyone, stick around to the end of the episode, and you'll find out what Klappe zu Affe tot means.
Yeah, they say it all the time. All right. Well,
Somebody does.
welcome to the podcast, Russ. This is kind of what happens here. So,
Okay. I'm learning.
and so the Wolf name has a lineage with the Waterloo German Band.
Yes. My father and my his brother, my uncle, and a few townspeople here back in 1948. They started playing when they were in probably a sophomore in high school. They had a band. They played together. And that's the date they used when they started playing, 1948.
Wow.
I think back then, though, they called themselves the Hungry Five. And they might have had some contests they did through the school, but that was their group. And the core musicians back then were Harry and Nelson Wolf, Jimmy Heil, Bill Schmidt, and there were several other people that might have been in there through the years, early years. And then in 1948, they graduated, and then pretty much all of them joined the military. And after that, in about 52, 4 years later, they all went to school, went to college. Then it's 56, 57, and my Uncle Nelson was studying over in Germany, and when he came back home, they must have had a discussion and said, "Hey, why don't we dress up as German people?" Because he just came from Germany.
Sure.
And
I thought he went over there and discovered rock and roll.
Right. Yeah. And that's when the name changed to Waterloo German Band, and all along they played the same music.
Yeah.
All the way through.
I was going to ask, like, even in high school, they were doing like the German polka thing. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
They had the little German books that they played on, and the number they called it. The number one orange book was the name of the book, and
Find one of those.
And then from there they just started, and it just snowballed and just went on from there.
Wow!
So they started kind of officially in 1948, and that's also the year they graduated high school.
They started in 45. I'm sorry, in 45.
Okay. So like
and then,
right after the war,
right?
And they were young enough to where they weren't in World War II.
No, I think when they all joined the military, it was the Korean War then.
Yeah, so
Gotcha.
And the Korean War was 51 to 54, 53, somewhere around there. So did any of them serve in that you're aware of?
Oh, yeah. They were all served in that 48 to 52. None of them were overseas.
Gotcha.
They were all stateside.
Oh, cool.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's some really it's concise history. I'm impressed, and happy that you have that history, because a lot of people don't.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And before we go forward in the future, I have a little bit of a parallel. My grandfather was older, but he was in the 5th Army Band during World War II for the U.S. Army. But he was a German. He was born here. But raised in a whole German household, the whole thing. And after World War II, he had an orchestra, so in Chicago, and they would play dances and all the stuff that Jared plays, and probably half the stuff that the
Whitney
Waterloo
Houston
German.
and
Whitney Houston.
I wasn't saying music-wise. I was saying types of events,
Right.
social things.
Gotcha.
But I've got these great pictures of this Cab Calloway-esque. Guys in zoot suits with the bandstand, things with GSO, the Gus Sorgatz Orchestra on the front.
Nice.
So I'm imagining kind of a similar thing, because I don't know if people realize how popular live music was at that point.
Absolutely. There was radio, and that's about all they had. They didn't have any electronics. And by radio, that would be one in a household.
Yeah.
That the dad of the household controlled, probably. And that music back then was very much, well, it's important today or popular, but back then that was the entertainment. That's what you had, And for them, Waterloo back then was probably 2,500 people or less, not many. So for them to travel to so many places, and without social media and get that word out and all about Waterloo and that type of thing, and it was a big deal to them.
Yeah, my wife was actually just mentioning today. She's like, "Yeah, and it's so cool that," because we were just kind of talking about you being on the podcast. And it's so cool that even just the sign that hung on the car that said "Hello from Waterloo, Illinois." Well, yeah, I guess you kind of needed that if you're out traveling. You're playing in Chicago or New York or wherever, and there's no social media. No one knows what Waterloo is, so you just kind of you have to say that. But
they were very big. Every job, we're from Waterloo, and so he always
Iowa
got in there a lot of times. So on our uniform years ago, we had Illinois put on there because you're from Waterloo, Iowa, but they would remember Waterloo, and Iowa would come first. But they want to make sure that they know we're from Illinois. So
yeah,
that's cool.
And so, mentioning the travel, so what was the reach of the Waterloo German Band in the late 50s at that point?
In the 50s, it was just basically local in the county. They did all the picnics. Every place had a picnic, Macetown Sportsman's, Hecker Sportsman's, Waterloo Homecoming. I mean, they did all of the picnics around here. And it just snowballed and snowballed. In the early 70s, they somehow were invited. I'm going to go back. Not only local, but they were big down in Herman, Missouri. The big My Fest and German Fest. They would go down there, and so it was an extended area. But early in the 70s, they played at a convention down in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know if it was like an international convention or a German thing, but all the German clubs from the States, especially down south, came to this convention. And they got to know the German band, and it just blew off. I mean, just took off after that. So we played a lot in the Carolinas, Georgia. We did a lot in the southern part of the country, on up. A lot of polka bands were up north.
Sure.
There wasn't that many down south, so we had all these jobs down south.
Had the market cornered.
And we played in 22 different states.
Wow.
So we've been in. So it just, like I said, we played all the festivals, and we were a lot down in this part of the country, down in the southern part.
That's awesome.
Now you're saying when did you get to start? I imagine you went along as a kid and probably watched some of the stuff.
I started, let me think here, 75, 74. I would say in 74, the summer of 74 and 75, I drove. Back then we had Winnebagels. We've had 3 Winnebagels over that period of time. And I was the driver, so I would drive to the job, and then I'd rest while they play their job, and then I would drive home,
while they rest.
While they rested, because we had a job.
You weren't old enough to drink yet.
Right. Yeah. And I'd drive back from Iowa, and they could sleep, and then we'd play the next day and that type of thing. And then in 75, I started playing, late 75, and I've been playing ever since then. So
wow.
This is my 51 years.
Okay.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah. Congratulations on that.
That's awesome.
So tell me about the logistics of booking and arranging travel and knowing where you're going next and setting up the next gig. And
that was all my dad.
Wow.
Yeah, he did all of that. You didn't have GPS then, so you had maps everywhere, and
yeah.
And we did a lot of flying too.
Yeah.
So
those are sweet gigs.
Yeah.
Because everyone worked, during the week, and then that we didn't have time to drive long distances, so we flew. We could get places faster.
So are we talking like every weekend a year or half the weekends?
Early on, when I started, we were doing about 150 or more jobs a year.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and pretty much a good average would be around 100 to 125 or so.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, since my dad passed away, it was going down a little bit, and since my dad passed away, we're still doing 70 or 80 jobs a year. So we still do that.
That's still, I feel like, a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
I think partly because we didn't realize that. I bet most people don't realize that. They don't think of, they see you guys play, the occasional event around town and imagine, once or twice a year.
They drag these guys, drag their instruments out and join us in the town square, but
dust them off. No, they're tuned up and ready to go.
Oh my gosh.
They're on the road.
Yeah, people ask us, where do you play in Waterloo? And I go, we only play a couple times a year here. We're just, we're out and about, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're a legit traveling band.
You always play Porta Westfalica, the headliner act for the Port Westfalica picnic on that Tuesday in June.
Right.
You'll be at Stubborn Fest as long as I'm here.
Thank you.
Thanks for that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And where else can people catch you? Like, is there another yearly, something in Waterloo or
not in Waterloo?
Not necessarily in Waterloo.
We play a lot. Most of the time, we're just in St. Louis anymore,
Gotcha.
And we don't travel much as far as we used to. We go up to Quincy. They have a big German fest once a year up there in June. We're up in Springfield quite a bit. There's some Oktoberfests up in that area that we go up there. Illinois State Fair, we're usually there 3 days.
So the Oktoberfest season, is that just ridiculous for you guys?
It is.
Yeah.
It is about the middle of September, it just gets slammed like every day.
Yeah.
and probably I bet that follows through just about to the end of the year, maybe. No,
no.
I mean, not specifically Oktoberfest, but you could probably roll that into you do things for Christmas too and whatnot.
We do
right?
a few for Christmas, but by and large, about the second week in November, it's end.
Calm down.
And you're ready for it.
Yeah, I bet.
Because, like I said, we'll play for companies and meetings and stuff. We'll play Mondays. Every day of the week.
Sure.
And then you'll have a couple Christmas parties here and there. It's sort of fun to do. That type of thing. So years ago, early on, we played at a restaurant in St. Louis, and they played there for 18 years. I played there for 8. It's called the Bavarian Inn, and they played there every Saturday night. And of course, it was waiting lines out the door, and it was a very popular place because that's where people could find us.
Yeah.
So we were there, but after a few years, we just got so busy we couldn't do that anymore. But other than that, it's just all over the place. We fail with the Facebook thing.
Well, it sounds like you don't need to.
Right. Well, people ask where you're playing. Well, and it's hard to put out a schedule because things change.
Sure.
This gets canceled or times change or that. So it's
So that level of consistency that you're saying, back in the day of 170 gigs a year, that was consistent all through the 80s and 90s, or did you guys?
That was consistent at least through the 70s. For me, the 70s and 80s,
Yeah.
And then it went down. It was always over 100.
Yeah. So how big did the band get for members?
Well, that's another story. Usually,
that's why we're here.
Usually, we play with 5. We can adjust. We can play anywhere from 2 people to 5. If we're playing for a bigger event or a festival, you'd want 5 musicians. You want, more oomph there. I lost my thought here.
Just wondering,
the number of people.
Yeah, you see, bands that have been in business for over 50, 60, 70 years, people rotate through, and how many, on the stage at once?
Yeah, well, the early years, the 60s and 70s, I call them the barnstorming years. We just bam, bam, bam. The 80s and 90s were the big festivals where we maybe not played as many jobs, but we were playing.
The ones you were playing were significant.
Right.
Super Jam.
Yeah.
And long periods of time, you had one job a day type of thing.
Yeah.
Also, early on, you didn't have the sound systems and that. You were strolling a lot. Later on, you got the amplification and this and that. And then somewhere in the 90s, I guess, we had so much work that he was turning away. He created 2 more groups. So my dad had like 20 people, 22 people on the payroll.
Holy cow.
And he not only booked the Group 1, he had Group 2 and Group 3.
Yeah, it was AC/DC and Steely Dan.
And he would do all of that. And I'd come over and he says, well, here's the paper, and these are the groups that are playing today. And I'd have to get, each musician had a suitcase with what they needed
Wow.
and the vehicle that I'd load each vehicle up.
And you guys organized and did all that for 3 bands?
Yeah.
So one weekend you could be...
Dad did, like I said,
Yeah,
he did
sure.
most of the part of it. And I think Barbara helped a lot. But I was the, go do this.
Yeah, you're the getter-doner.
Yeah.
That's incredible that, so Jared's a musician. He plays around, around here. And but just that idea of going from, hey, it's me and my buddy, and we're maybe going to get a gig at this bar, to now we're such a brand that we have 3 of us, 3 complete bands that can be in different places to satisfy the need. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Were all 3 of those still labeled as Waterloo German Band?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so still playing the same music, same branding,
Same music, same
just here's the people you get.
right.
Gotcha.
And
awesome.
the
That's
people
so cool.
knew the people knew that it was. I don't want to.
Just the different guys, right?
Yeah, different second string, or
The B
they were
squad.
all great musicians.
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
Because they wanted
They wanted Harry.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, they wanted me.
They wanted Russ.
Right, of course.
So anyway, so they knew it, and
There's only so much Russ to go around, kid.
That's right.
it was a tough job to keep the quality
Oh, I bet.
and the intent, the product the same or at a level that was acceptable. It did create some problems,
Sure.
So, okay, I have a lot of questions about that.
I know, me too.
Now, would you guys rehearse together, or were the I hate using A, B, and C, but the other 2 franchises almost?
They would have. Yeah, they would have to get together and practice a couple times, like in the spring.
Yeah. So, I mean, the key to a tight band is playing together with the same musicians so that everybody knows each other. So I don't think it was a good idea if you wanted to switch musicians just to keep somebody goes from C to A for 2 weeks and B to C. Is that a good idea or not?
Well, we didn't do it.
Yeah. I wouldn't think you'd want to.
Yeah, we didn't do it. So, but we did practice at least once a week in the off months.
And now that was the core band or everybody?
The core band.
Yeah.
We did do that. The other guys, basically, there was music there. All they had to do was read the music. Mm-hmm. So
that was my next point, is that these were songs everybody's familiar with, and it's,
right.
Capable musicians can pull this off.
They were all very capable musicians and very good. So
Local guys?
mostly St. Louis and Belleville.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you have to have auditions, or how did that work?
Yeah, and I didn't get involved in that.
Yeah.
But
word was out that you guys were good and you were expanding, so people came.
Yeah.
And they got gigs, lots of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. There were times there were 3 bands out,
That's
often.
so cool.
That is. I can't imagine
I did not know
managing
that.
all that.
Yeah. I know, yeah.
This sounds like a movie script.
I know, it kind of does. It's sort of unbelievable.
Now, besides you and your dad and your uncle, do you have other family members that kind of played over the years?
No.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, well, early on, there was an accordion player who lived in Waterloo, lived on Church Street, and by the time he reached 11 or 12, he was blind. He had glaucoma. Mm-hmm. And he had to move from Waterloo to the school for the blind in St. Louis. And he joined the band about 57, 58, somewhere in there. So he was a cousin. I always called him Uncle Irvin. It was Irvin Wolf was his name. So, at one time there were 3 wolves, 4 wolves in there. So,
The Wolf Pack?
yeah, yeah.
The Wolf of Waterloo.
Right?
We'll have a name for your movie by the time this thing's out.
That's right. No, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's so cool.
Let's talk music.
Okay.
And obviously you've got some staples in the style, the polka stuff. But when you would play a gig, you would have the obligation to deliver that. But was there ever the desire to do things a little bit differently? I know my uncle is currently, and he's been in a German band forever, and they'll do a little bit of some classic rock and roll here and there, and they'll go right back into the polkas, and maybe take a request or two. What the MO of Waterloo German Band?
Early on, it was pretty much strictly German. But they could have played, if someone says, please release me, they'd play it. Early on, we did not use music. We just played whatever. In the 80s and 90s, we strayed a little bit. We had a lot of fun. We played a little more of a Dixieland style with the German. We had, kicked it around a little bit, that type of thing. And then later on, Dad says, he wanted to keep it traditional German.
Gotcha.
So we went back to more traditional German, and we didn't do that. We did, over the winter, would play, as a group, we would play down in Steelville for chicken and beer dances over the winter.
Yeah.
And we would play 40s, 50s, 30s, 40s, 50s music.
Wow.
Strictly.
Yeah.
And that was fun. We played all the old songs like that, and it was something different. We did not wear our lederhosen when we did that.
For those gigs, though?
No. But that was something to keep busy and that we played. But pretty much we stayed with the German, tried to keep it as traditional as we can. Didn't really stray. We might add one or two songs a year, just sort of a showpiece, like not just because, but When the Saints, or something to get the crowd going, that type of thing. So
yeah. Now, if you need a thrash drummer, I know a guy at the end of the table here.
I can do it. I can do it.
He's got one song, so you'll have to play it.
Yeah, you'll have to learn my song.
Now, I think the last time I saw you play at Stubborn Fest, you came out front and did sort of a percussion, a pretty neat. I think I remember you kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
is that something you do it regularly?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a very old instrument used hundreds and hundreds of years ago. It was an instrument you wouldn't find in the concert halls of the rich or famous. It was made by the people that lived in the Alp Mountains, and they made it by hand. And basically, it's 40 pieces of wood cut a certain way that when you hit it, it rings. And I have it on a slat with some rubber. But back then, hundreds of years ago, they didn't have rubber. So they would get a pile of straw and set this on it and then have it ring that way. And it's just sort of like a wooden xylophone type of thing. And it's called the Holzenus Collector.
There's your next German word of
Holzenus Collector.
Missed opportunity there.
Wooden laughter is what it means.
Wooden laughter.
Wooden laughter.
Nice.
Yeah.
I am using
like that.
That was and I've been having that since the early 90s, 1990. So I've had it about 35 years. So we play, different songs over the years. So.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Where did you get it? How did you get a hold of that?
I don't remember because it's been so long, but it was a man somehow I got a name. And again, and this was before internet, and I sent off a letter. It was all done by letter. And then I kind of think toward the end there was an email.
Yeah.
But it was done by hand. I don't even know what area. I don't even remember now. But this man made them.
And you just ordered
hand.
it?
And I ordered it back then. And I know he waited a couple weeks and he got a letter back. What key.
Okay.
Or what, 440, 442.
Yeah.
Of course.
Accordions are 442. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Concert bands go at 440.
440, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's A, right?
I don't know.
yeah.
A pitch.
Right. Yeah.
Key of A, yeah. Come on, give me a little something. Yeah.
Sure.
You guys. Come on. Figure it out.
So that's where that came from.
Okay,
So,
neat.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Huh.
And the same, I have some Swiss cowbells. I don't know if you saw that. That I ordered from Germany. That was strictly through the mail. And anyway, it was a struggle sometimes to get stuff.
Yeah, sure.
The language and the distance. And,
Yeah.
and that.
I bet. Yeah.
Now, did you learn from your family? Did you take lessons? How did you become a musician in a German band?
And what else do you play?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I Well, I started just like everyone else did in grade school. I started playing the trumpet, and but although in high school I switched to French horn, but I still played trumpet in the Waterloo Municipal Band. I've been in that 55 years.
Longer than the German band.
Yeah.
Man.
So, and I did take lessons from the SIU department up in Edwardsville. And also I took drum lessons from a man from the St. Louis Symphony named Bill Clark. He was a percussionist. So I learned two different instruments. And the drums is basically to learn all the different styles, tangles, because back then you did a lot of dances and stuff. So you tangles and rumbas, and I did all that. So, but those are my those two are my main instruments, I guess, that I took lessons.
Yeah.
The rest I learned on my own.
Just picked up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who teaches the wooden laughter around here anyway, so you got to kind of pick that up on your own.
Yeah.
They didn't have YouTube either at that point, so
So Russ is also in the Band Room Brass, another local band, and then that's kind of a spin-off of or the Schwarzkatzen is the band that plays Black Beer Friday here. So if you're one of the lucky ones that shows up at 6 a.m., that's the Schwarzkatzen that
the Black Cats.
yes, yep, and that's kind of a spin-off of the Band Room Brass, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of how many? And you're probably you're in Bushlight Brigade too.
Yes.
And am I missing any? Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah.
How many bands are you in?
Yeah, the hardest working man in local show business.
I know, right? So all these gigs we're talking about with German band, and every Tuesday there's a gig here in Waterloo. Just that
Tuesdays.
So yeah.
Sometimes I can't make all the Bushlight parades, but I do that. Band Room Brass, I'm pretty well in that.
Yeah.
You have a young generation ready to take the reins, or how's that going to work?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing there. That sadly, that's the music is, our audience is getting older, and it's getting tougher to find people that appreciate it, much.
Yeah.
I was thinking the other day, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and St. Patrick's Day, is 1 or 2 days, and it's over with.
Right.
Oktoberfest is like 2 months,
You can stretch it out.
But the term Oktoberfest has changed a little bit. You could be a country band, not necessarily a German band. So a lot of that music, and I think that's the way it is with, whether it be Czechoslovakian or Russian. There's a lot of beautiful music out there, but it's just that music falls by the wayside.
Traditional stuff, kind of.
Yeah, because new stuff comes up, and that's what the newer people,
Sure.
Got to play what they want, I guess, huh?
So like when Kevin, when you're in the old folks' home, you're not going to want German music. You said AC/DC.
Yeah, right.
You're going to want that.
All right. Well, I will admit, recently, and it's probably only been the last month, I've been listening to a lot of classical music. A lot.
Have you?
Yeah, and so I grew up with that stuff. My sister, again, I mentioned my grandfather was a musician. My uncle, my mom played piano. My sister played piano, and they tried, and it didn't stick with me. But I took piano and guitar and trumpet lessons as a kid, and classical music was always in my house, and I hated it. As a kid, it just didn't want anything to do with it. And my grandmother, I don't know, in 1990, I think, bought me a CD, and it's called Mozart in the Morning. And it's really a compilation of kind of high-energy Mozart, which Mozart has a lot of high-energy stuff, right? And it was in the dead of winter, Christmas present. She gave it to me. I grew up in the Chicago area. And I remember playing it. It was 5 degrees below zero and snowing on a sunrise morning, and it was just enough to get going. And I rediscovered that on Spotify, that same record recently, which led me right into streaming some of the big classical music stations, and then KWMU 3 in HD is over the air out of St. Louis, all classical. It's really good, and I have a new appreciation for it. So, I'm wondering, like, it took me to be in my 50s to dial that in. And when you say, like, the younger generation might not be into it, but maybe they will be when they get older, so the consistent interest is always there, just at a different time of people's lives.
Yeah.
Sure.
So many times where we play, people come up and they'll say, you played this song. This is what my grandparents sang, or every time he changed the car tire, he sang this song, or
It's an occasion in Germany.
I've heard all the stories. So from
Oh my gosh, I bet.
So people love coming up, and that triggers something in them, and then they, even though they don't know the name of the song, they don't, but when they hear the tune, they think of something in the past.
Yeah. Well, I think part of the cool thing there is that all the music that you're talking about, the German band stuff, is associated with a good time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? It's always fun.
And beer.
For sure, yeah. Going out and
helps,
having a good
yes.
time, drinking a bunch of beers with your friends and getting on the table and singing and the whole deal, right? So that's a good association.
That's right.
If you can remember it.
Yes.
Now, do you consider it a polka band, or is that not necessarily the same? You're playing German music, not always polka, though, right?
Right.
Yeah, you got waltzes and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it offensive if people call you a polka
band? We say
band?
a German. I'm sorry, what?
Is it offensive if people call you a polka band?
No.
No. But you do a
But
lot more
but
than
you're
that.
wrong.
I mean, it's not right, but,
He's not offended,
Am I
but you're
No, we do
but you're
polkas,
wrong.
waltzes. Over in Germany, they love tangos and the Spanish music
they love country music.
and country music. So they have that music, and they just sing it with German words and that type of thing.
yeah.
So we run the whole gambit pretty much, and so it doesn't polka band.
Yeah.
I have a cousin in Germany who, he speaks some English, but he's from there, and he's in a German band, or he's in a country band, and he has an alter ego named Anvil Jackson.
Anvil Jackson.
Yeah.
Really?
That's a cool name.
It's a great name. And it's the whole Western thing. He's, cowboy hat
Yeah.
and the whole
Wow.
get-up, and they play all over, he lives kind of near Munich. And
It sounds like one of the Guitar Hero guys that you have to select which
Right.
character you're going to be.
Well, he's been doing it since the early 90s.
Anvil Jackson.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome.
How much longer do you see yourself doing this?
I don't know. It's to be determined.
Yeah.
I am the youngest person in the band, and so I mean anyone can get sick anytime.
Yeah.
Something, some injury of some kind, and it's everything has an end, and
Sure.
and hopefully we all love playing, so we just
Yeah.
keep going and
Go till you can't.
It's really cool.
to that
was
point.
that was my next question. Is after all these years and knowing you're playing a lot of the same songs and it's a lot of the same people and it's the same people in the band, is it still fun?
Yes, yeah, I enjoy it.
That's the best part.
I will say that in the early spring, the first job is like, I got to do this stuff again.
Yeah, I get it.
But it don't take long, and all of a sudden you're in the flow. In October, you do get tired of beer barrel polka. You do get tired of some of those songs and doing it over and over.
Yeah.
So you're ready for a break.
Yeah.
With that, it's almost too much sometimes.
I was going to just ask, about how many times a year do you think you sing Ein Prosit?
Oh my gosh!
And what percentage of that is in September and October?
I was going to ask if he just breaks out into Ein Prosit like in the grocery store. Because there's always an interstitial between songs.
Well, it's time for an Ein Prosit.
Yeah, right.
So when the hot water goes off in the shower,
I'm frozen at that point. Then there's no hot water. Not Ein Prosit.
Oh, it's too funny. Yeah, I've got some fun memories of you guys playing and talking with your dad when we first opened here. And I know, our very first thing we ever did was we called it our founders party, and basically before we opened, when we were, we were nothing yet. We asked people for basically I think it was like $100, and you get a T-shirt and then an invitation to this super awesome party to be named later. Well, that was the awesome party. Was you guys played,
That's cool.
And so then here's all these people with their $100 T-shirts on. And I mean, I'm so thankful that they did it because
Come on, it's a $10 T-shirt with a $90 experience.
We needed every nickel that we could scrape together at that point. So that pushed us through to get open. But and I remember one of these. I don't think it was that particular time you guys played, but a later one. Your dad was sitting right there, and I think we still have the picture on the patio there. And because we named the patio the Harry Wolf Beer Garden.
Yeah.
And I went up to him, and I was before you guys started, and I was just like, "Hey, thanks for playing today," and whatever. And he's like, "Well, thanks for naming your beer garden after me." I don't know what I expected him to say, but it just kind of got me. It was like, that's
and then you
pretty
named
funny.
it after him.
And
Right?
then we did.
Then you're kind of obligated. Well, and you've got the instruments up above.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He that's a funny story too. I asked if he had any kind of memorabilia or instrument, whatever, that we could kind of display and just kind of just spice things up around here.
On loan from the Wolf collection.
Yeah, and that's what he I don't know, it was probably a month or two after I asked, and he calls me out of the blue, and I kind of forgot about it. And he calls me, I remember it was a Sunday afternoon, and my kids were really young, and we had plans to go do something. We were out to go do something on a Sunday afternoon or whatever, nothing important, but and he calls and he's like, "Okay, I got this stuff here if you want to take a look at it." I'm like, "Well, I was going to go do this, but maybe tomorrow I could look." And he goes, "Well, I guess I'll have to put it all away. I got it out in the yard for you." I'm like,
See?
"Well, no, never mind.
Nice.
I'll be right there." So I went and he told me the significance of all this stuff, and so it's on loan.
Yeah,
It's still yours, by the way. So
Yeah, the Alpine horn was those are our early ones. We have. Well, that was my Uncle Nelson's, that one that was given to me.
Really?
But the German Band has 3 other ones, and they're in the key of G. The ones we play now are in the key of F. And over here, that bass drum, that's the blue one. Like I said, we played in different states. We kept the drum set, just for traveling purposes, we kept the drum set in Atlanta and one out in Fort Smith, Oklahoma City.
It's incredible.
Are you kidding?
I was wondering how they got all this gear everywhere. Yeah.
You can't fly it everywhere. You leave it there.
So that blue one was out in the Fort Smith area.
Wow.
That
Really?
There.
That's the Arkansas bass drum.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, I remember one time, don't get off track too much, but one time we went down to Atlanta, and all I had was a gig bag for a trumpet, and I had a pair of underwear in there, my toothbrush. And
Stuffed in the horn.
Yeah, kind of in a little bag, and all I had on was leather pants, and that's what I wore the whole because we had no room because all the other stuff had to go, and we had to fly. Now the tuba up there, there's different kind of tubas. There's an upright tuba. There's a sousaphone that sits
Real
on
tall,
top and shoots out the top, and this one here is called a helicon bass, and that's what Dad played. Not that particular horn, but it's actually made for riding a horse.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And if you ever put it on and you take your hands off, it stays in place.
It balances.
Yeah, it balances. The bell's out to the side. Rain doesn't get in there. And that's a helicon. And that tuba there, we were in Germany in 1982, and I was on the bus. And all of a sudden, they called me off the bus, and the director of the city band in Porta Westfalica was Gunther Ludwig, and he called me off and my dad off, and we went inside to the band room. They had a band room just like we have here at City Hall. Only their band room was an older building, high ceilings, and hanging up in the corner was that tuba. And the director goes, "I'm going to give that to you guys." And he was talking in German. I don't really talk German, but what I understood was that was in Porta Westfalica. It was in a building that was hit by Allied bombers during World War II, and it survived.
Holy smokes! Did you know this?
Yeah. He told me that. He said that this tuba was. He said the building was cut diagonally. Basically, half of it was just falling down to nothing, and this was in the other corner.
Wow.
Yeah.
it survived.
So,
I don't know who
super cool.
did the bombing, but
It still gets played every time I have to get the Christmas decorations out.
Oh, okay.
Right on.
But you can tell when you hold it. It is made in Europe. It is.
It's
Stout. It's a good made horn.
So I wonder when that dates back to.
You'd have to look on it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's a plate on it. The horn that Dad made or played, he played two of them. The first one was 1800.
Jeez.
And and that thing suffered. I mean, so in 1980ish, he bought the second one from a doctor in Quincy, and I think that was 1912. And that's the one he played most of the time. It held the air.
Yeah.
The other one just leaked air everywhere. And
wow, interesting. So the seams where the pieces were connected had separated.
and around the valve casings.
Valves, yeah.
And those were rotary. This one's also rotary. So,
What do you play?
me,
Your horn, your trumpet. What?
The brand name is it's a custom made Harrelson out of Denver.
Oh, right on. Domestic.
Yeah.
I'm sure I assumed that tuba up there just came from Nodelman's in South County or whatever, and like
No.
it's just a tuba. No, it's authentic
it's
German
awesome.
Porter
Yeah.
Westfalica. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
it
really
always it makes me nervous having it. Honestly, I have to safeguard that thing.
Well, you got to be careful, because
I don't want it falling. I don't want to.
Well, no, and now it's hanging in a bar, but it's got a different meaning of come here and get bombed. That one.
Right.
What are the chances
one's
that a
been there.
second bomb?
Right.
It's like getting struck by lightning. It's only once, right?
Now you do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Russ, we've had a lot of bars in Waterloo over the years, a lot of German heritage. The German heritage is big in this community. But how do you feel now that we've got two German breweries in town here in Waterloo? That's kind of, you guys are almost 10 years old now, but that's a new thing for Waterloo to have that experience.
That's great. And you'd be surprised how many people know that when I'm out about.
Oh, really?
I've on a lot of my cases, I've got your sticker.
Oh, nice.
And
Sweet.
people will say, "Oh, Stubborn German, I've been there," or do you ever play at the Stubborn German or this or that? So
They've got a kick-ass podcast.
Have they ever said that?
No.
Best podcast ever.
You should hear their podcast.
Yeah.
So people, they're aware of it, especially
That's
around
cool.
Stubborn Fest time.
Yeah.
When are you? They'll come up and says, "When are you playing it there?" And we'll say Friday night or Saturday or whatever.
Right.
And
That's awesome.
people know about it, and
Need to send you some flyers or something. Here, hand these out.
yeah. So
cool.
and I do have a Stubborn Fest shirt. Every once in a while, I'll wear it.
Nice.
I'll wear a shirt and then I'll change. Setting out gets a little sweaty, so I'll
It happens. Yeah.
change it out to my regular shirt. So I advertise you guys.
Yeah, this guy's representing, man.
Love it. Love it.
That is really cool.
I know. It's awesome.
So what was the lineage of the trailer, of the display trailer?
Oh, okay. That was, as I said, after military service in '52, my dad went to Edinburgh Teachers College. It's near Eureka, Pennsylvania, in central northern Pennsylvania, somewhere up there. And he was up there for 4 years, and one of his projects had to be shop, I guess. I'm sort of guessing here a little bit. So he had to learn welding, and what he had was, or what that trailer was, it was made in 56, 55, I think. It's a homemade trailer.
Yeah.
And he took the framework of a mobile home.
Okay.
That's the frame of it, and cut off a third of it. So if you ever look at it, the wheels are right in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not toward the back a little bit,
Yeah,
but
so
it's right in the middle.
Balanced.
And a lot of the welder, his story was he had a welder that only worked on high. So if he got too close to that, he poked a hole in that.
Wow.
But he made that as a class project. So in the 60s and 70s, that was used as, well, at home we used it to haul coal.
Yeah.
Back then we hauled coal to their house on South Main, and people use it to move furniture. They would go up to Wisconsin, get a trailer full of grapes and make wine.
Wow.
Like that.
Yeah.
But also it had a bracket in front so the blind accordion player could stand up and had something to brace him.
To push up against and
So if he hit the brake, he wouldn't go anywhere. The rest of us had to fend for ourselves.
Yeah, so use it as a stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch for the brake lights.
Well, it was on a parade, and we would go parade. So that was basically it. Then I don't know exactly when it was. Dad got the idea to make not a chalet, a cabin-looking thing, a Swiss cabin. Like
It's kind of like a chalet.
Yeah, I call it a chalet.
Got a peaked roof.
So
and-
he and I'm sure I helped. There's things I try and block out in my memory.
I don't want to admit to.
So I don't know if we used it one year or the first year we used it. Approaching on the Columbia exit, getting on 255, the wind hit it.
Oh my God!
And it just
imagining that at highway speed.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
and we
really?
would. And I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We would play on Thanksgiving Day parade in St. Louis every year. Cool. My Thanksgiving meal was that White Castle just south of the Busch Stadium there.
Yeah,
Turkey belly bombers.
Yeah. So
that was like your Rose Parade float.
Right.
Almost.
Yeah, and that's when he dressed that up. So then he got serious, and he made it strong, and it's been that way. And when it first came out, the first couple of years, 5 years, I mean, I couldn't tell you how many parades we did a year. People just loved the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was everywhere. I mean, I could have been in the 30s, 35 or so parades.
Jeez.
Wow.
And then he did take it out to New York City.
That thing made it
For
to
a-
New York City.
You imagine just driving down the road and
And-
seeing the rolling chalet.
No, and yes.
and he would every year around 4th of July, he took it up to Chicago, and he'd spend 10 days up there and doing a parade every day at all the different suburbs.
Yeah, yeah.
And he says, "Well, you should come with me." I says, "Dad, I can't leave for 10 days." On this,
Right. And do
I'm
parades.
I got work too, And so him and Barbara would go up there, and they'd spend, that time up there just going one parade after another. And then came this parade out in New York, and he drove out there and was in a German parade out there and drove it back. So it's got some miles on it.
Oh, for sure.
And
Yeah, and it gets used. It got used locally with the Santa float thing, and
It was he would transform it to put snow on it for the Santa float.
Yeah.
Now it does. The city has their own
yeah,
thing, but that was his idea.
That's how that started. Yeah.
That's how it started, and that's
When did that start? Do you know?
I really don't know.
Is it old or was that like
Gosh,
2000s or something? Like
2000s. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I moved
Okay.
here in 2005, and I had no idea that this was coming. And
Right.
one night, I'm in my house, and I can hear some music, and I can hear the PA of the ho 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 and whatever. And I look out, and here's this red Buick Roadmaster pulling a Swiss Chalet around with a guy blowing a horn, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I've made it.
I'm home.
This is home. This is fantastic. And you could tell that it was the German band, the Waterloo German Band float transformed to the holiday version of it and everything. And Santa Claus gave me the Hershey bar.
Right.
He would get like 3,000 bags stuffed, and he'd go to the high school and get kids
And
to
have the
help
kids
him.
help.
'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he paid for most of that.
Wow.
Or a
That's
lot
awesome.
of that. The candy bars. He put a lot of stuff into it.
Yeah, yeah. And for our listeners in Slovenia and other parts of the world that don't know what we're talking about,
Of course.
this float, the Santa float concept, it goes up and down almost every street in the city of
pretty
Waterloo, Slowly, the times are announced in the paper and online, so you know when it's coming now. And the families come out of the house and meet it in the street, and they get to see Santa Claus, and they get stuff thrown to them, and
they still do the little gift bags.
Yeah, little bags and goodies, and 2 trips.
Yeah,
right.
right.
I think there's
if you miss one, you can catch them on another.
And I don't know anywhere else that does that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It is.
Yeah. So the float we still use, not as much. It is a lot of work to keep up. The Roadmaster is still there.
Nice.
Yes. Cool car.
About the farthest we go with that is Hillsboro, and but most of the time it's just here. Waterloo, Redbud, New Athens. That's about it. We
love that. We love the float for Stubborn Fest. Yeah, it's Stubborn Fest too.
Yeah.
So the way Stubborn Fest kind of flows, obviously the set change time is that's the downtime. So you're always trying to get the next band on as soon as you can, right? So they have the float, and it's just literally right down the street. It's the same street that the float lives on. So they pull it in, they play like right in front of the float, or on the float near it, and then when they're done, just pack everything up and they drive away. And the next band is standing on the stage as they pull away, and they just hit it. Let's go!
Magic.
It's so cool. It's probably one of my favorite Stubborn Fest kind of things that we do. It's like, here's the next band, and everybody claps as you guys leave, and then they clap for the new band, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I say it's a lot of work, and it is, and I'm not complaining about it.
Sure.
And to get it wrote and keep it up, and sometimes we got to drag it to St. Louis. People want it.
Yeah.
But when it's out front this past, or any time, but this past year, it was a beautiful day. Pictures were being taken constantly.
Yeah.
They were out front, posing in front of it, take pictures.
Yep.
So it did. Was liked by a lot of the fans out there. So
it's worth it for many reasons. Yep.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep, it's so cool.
So you said before that you guys don't do a super great job with the social media stuff, but if somebody wants to get a hold of you or learn more about the Waterloo German Band, maybe book you guys to do an event, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, we just say we're in the phone book.
There you go. You know what that is, Chris?
I do not. What is that thing?
Phone book? We've had people call. We're a member of the Monroe County Arts Alliance. And we've gotten messages through them, through City Hall. They'll call City Hall and say, how do we get a hold of Waterloo,
That's cool.
And
just call City Hall and ask for the band.
For that matter, if you're listening to this and you really want to book them, get a hold of us at the brewery. We will give you their number and get you in touch with them.
So when people say, what do we do, Barbara takes the time, gets their email, and then she'll go through the list things that are public, and let them know where we're at.
Yeah.
That
Sure.
that type of thing. So she'll do that. So, but cool. Yeah, we do fail at that, and I just never got into it. So
which is fine. I mean, you guys draw a crowd regardless.
And for what you're doing too, you're playing at a festival. So the festival is doing all the. You're on Facebook. You don't even know it, but you are. Like, we promote the heck out of you when we have you here.
Yeah.
So
who hires us? If they want people there, they've got to promote it too. But,
absolutely. Yep.
And so many of our jobs, like during the week, are for private companies and things like that. So it's not for everybody.
So I know we're kind of getting close to wrapping this whole thing up, but there's got to be some pretty crazy stories of doing some of those events over the years.
I was just going to ask, do you have a good juicy road story or story with your old man? Anything fun?
One of my, if I had to say one thing that I wish I would have done, is every job write a sentence what happened.
Yeah.
Because things always happened.
Yeah.
The cars we were in, when I say there was 3 bands, they were older cars. They weren't the brand new stuff,
Yeah.
So things always broke. Things always happen. I got so many. Here's one, maybe not so long, but we were heading out to starts with out there by Eastern Illinois, what's out there? Champagne, not Champagne. Is there Montoon?
Mattoon.
Mattoon. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think out there is a bagel company. And every year we would go out there, and they would have a bagel fest. And they would just set up rows of tables and just throw these bagels out on the table, and people come up and eat them, And we would just stroll in between the tables and that. So
As you're playing.
As we're playing,
Gotcha.
right. So we're on our way out there, and Dad, when he was young, he had an old car or something that caught fire here in town.
Okay.
He had, you can imagine those guys took parts from this place and this place,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they did something. So he was big on fire extinguishers. So every vehicle has fire
Yeah,
extinguishers.
he learned. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going down the Interstate 70. We're not to Effingham yet. And Dad moves around or something. I was driving. He was in the front seat. And there was a guy in the back by the name of Jim Swan. And he was a clarinet player, roly-poly guy. And a very nice gentleman and everything. And we're driving along, and Dad does something, Well, here that pin had fallen out of the fire extinguisher. And he had hit that thing, and it shot all the way in the back. Because I'm driving, all of a sudden the cab fills with this smoke. And I'm like, what in the world's going on? And I'm...
Can't breathe.
And the stuff is just shooting out the windows, and because... The windows
like a
were
Cheech and
down.
Chong film, yeah.
And we're like, and then we figured out, it's the fire extinguisher. And then the guy goes, Harry. And you turn around, and this guy looked like an Ewok. He was just white. White with the eyebrows. Oh, man. Just pure white. And I started laughing. And we're going on the interstate, and we're passing semi-trucks, and the smoke is just coming out. And I had a laugh for about a half hour. I couldn't stop laughing. And, anyway,
you couldn't write that.
Yeah.
No.
And I think last summer, another fire extinguisher must have been under the seat, and a guy in the back seat of that Roadmaster hit it, and it shot up under my leg, and all of a sudden there was smoke. I go, guys, there's a problem here. We're on fire here.
But it's actually anti-smoke both times. Yeah.
So
that
He's
is
got
funny.
fire extinguishers hidden everywhere. Huh?
Yeah, but there's just lots of stories. I'll see something like a coat hanging, and I'll think of a story, So I just can't remember them all. But
No, for sure. I know life of a musician on the road is just nothing but stories. So, yeah. Well, that's cool, man.
Well,
Yeah.
fire extinguishers and festivals and tubas, and that's all stuff our listeners want to know about. But what they really want to know
Yeah?
is the German word of the day.
Oh,
The
you
phrase
mean
of the day.
what
The phrase.
Klapesu afetot
Yes,
means?
Correct. That's what they really want to know.
Well, let's recap all the great guesses. Jared said it means clean your tuba.
Clean it.
Kevin says it means they say that all the time.
Yes.
And I think Russ said he's going to quit before he's any further behind.
That's right.
Klapesu afetot means the case is closed, the monkey's dead, or that's all, folks.
Of course.
Wow.
Wow. See, they say that all the time.
Wow. The case
So, yeah,
is closed.
The case is closed.
Or
the monkey's dead.
Of course, you hear that a
and
lot.
that means that's all, folks.
Wow.
So after your next show is over, you can go ahead and use that. And
the monkey's dead.
I'm sure he's
I'll
writing
have
it
to get
right
that
now.
down. Yeah.
he is not writing that down.
But I want to thank you guys for having me. So
Absolutely.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
it's fun reliving some of these stories.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing what you guys do. And,
Thanks for everything you do to keep German heritage alive and going and well, and
just providing
love
people
it.
with a good time.
Yeah,
Let people know that Waterloo's still around here. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So is the heritage. Well, that's awesome. Russ, we really appreciate everything you guys and your family has done to perpetuate the arts and good times and Gemütlichkeit and all that good stuff. So thank you for that. And if you enjoyed this episode of the Stubborn Podcast, I can't see why you wouldn't.
Right.
I mean, come on.
We actually had a good one.
That's worthy of a sticker.
Look at us go.
On a tuba case.
Yeah.
You can hit the subscribe button, and next time a good one happens, you'll know.
Yeah. Or one happens.
If
one
way to
happens.
sell it, yeah. So thanks for tuning in, and for Mr. Chris Ron, Jared Chasson, and Russ Wolf, I'm Kevin Ostie, and we leave saying Prost!
We are recording.
Usually we got to turn him down for all of us.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
He's a loudmouth.
Get a little hot.
he gets excited. It's a good thing.
I could be noisier. Hello, hello. It's all the way up. Now what do I do?
Uh-oh. And it's not enough?
Does
I'm
it go to 11?
I'm
is the
fine.
question. Yeah. All right, we ready to do this?
I think so.
All right.